Hi, I'm Roberta Murphy. I'm here again with Bob Dyson, who, as we've mentioned, is a real estate legend. He is about, I think, to shake the halls of Congress. We've been talking about a secret, the American Incentive Resolution, and I hope we can find out this morning what the promise is. What can this do, the American Incentive Resolution? What does it provide for the first-time home buyer, for the person who has dinged credit from having to do a short sale or has undergone a foreclosure?
Roberta, as we attempted in 1991 under the first Bush administration, we introduced the incentive resolution of that time that was kind of competing with the RTC and the actual gift shop that William Seidman put together to sell properties that had defaulted in the marketplace to major corporations like General Electric Credit Corporation and various others. And it was sad what I watched happen. I went through the halls of Congress. I attempted to make these properties available to first-time home buyers and to people who had damaged credit over the series of that particular recession, only to get my first taste of politics and the dirty business that it is. So this time we've dusted off the incentive resolution. We've renamed it the American Incentive Resolution. There is an American Incentive Resolution Corporation that would be owned by the federal government for the purposes of taking defaulted properties that are owned by lenders, get them off the lenders' books, buy them at 50% of value from the lenders, which may sound like a screaming deal for the federal government, but in reality it's cutting the losses in half of what the lenders have to write off. The second step of this is to bring them back on the market at retail. As you know, Roberta, what's happening in our markets all throughout the country, especially in Southern California and Florida, is that we may have an $800,000 house that is all of a sudden brought down, an entire 800,000 home neighborhood is brought down to a value of 400,000 because a foreclosure occurred or multiple foreclosures. Right. And this is the deflation that is making more people look at each other and say, honey, maybe we shouldn't stay here. We're underwater. I can't see us making up or getting back to this value again. So there's a couple things we're trying to do. One is to stop the devaluation of neighborhoods. And the way to do that is to extract these properties from the lenders, put them back on the market at retail. And people are going, wait a minute, you couldn't sell them at 400, how can you sell them at 800? It's all about audience. The audience are first-time homebuyers that now could possibly enter the market, but more specifically what they call B-paper people. Individuals, families that have damaged their credit along the way because they've either never had significant financial responsibilities, either growing up, or they've lost jobs, they've been through a divorce, or this market caught them, or they got trapped up into a second home scenario. That market of potential buyers who sincerely, honestly, and passionately want home ownership is such a large audience across the country that you could fly a 747 through it. So what we are proposing, the biggest part of the incentive resolution, is to qualify these individuals not on credit, but the ability to pay. Rent them the properties for 12 months at a rental rate equivalent to what the home payment would be on this $800,000 example.
Which would be like what percent interest?
5% interest with taxes and insurance and homeowners fees all factored in.
Okay.
If they demonstrate for 12 months that they can make 12 consecutive monthly payments in a timely manner, then the federal government awards them under the guidance of FHA and the guidelines of FHA a 30-year 5% fixed loan. So from that standpoint, there's a huge audience at the right price that doesn't devaluate properties, and in our next session we'll discuss what the features and benefits are for the lender, because it's a screaming opportunity for
I have one question. What happens to the rent? Does that accrue to the down payment?
It applies towards their down. So here we have an opportunity to get in with literally first and last month house payments, everything applying to a long-term mortgage.
As long as they keep the payments correct.
Right. If they miss one during the 12 months, they're granted another 6 months to prove that they can make consecutive monthly payments. If they fail across the board, they've turned into a renter through the ranks of renting, or if they're successful, they're a homeowner.
We'll find out more next time.